Swag here, and this is going to be my first commentary for my new channel. And well, today I'm going to be talking about Madden 13 Superstar ideas and what needs to be fixed. There's been so many flaws in Madden 12 Superstar. It's just practice, play, and then the skill points. That was probably the only thing good about Superstar mode. And well, I'm going to start off with the Superstar Draft. And the Superstar Draft in Madden 12 is horrible. There's nothing that leads up to it. You just enter the draft and someone randomly selects you, and it's not good at all. I'm going to compare it to NBA 2K12, but first let's see Madden 12 Superstar Draft. Well, here it is. You have the option to enter the draft or just walk on and then select whoever you want. But he entered the draft. I entered the draft right here, and then got selected by the Patriots. Now the NBA 2K12 My Player Draft. Now here's the commissioner selecting, like announcing names. Sorry, and then when he calls your name, look, your player will come out. You shake hands, then you have your draft profile on the right, and then you start taking pictures. It's just so great. But then back to Madden 12. The only thing to do is practice. You practice and then you play. And well, it gets pretty boring. So then endorsements in NBA 2K12 would be a great feature for Madden. You know, you get to be on the billboard if like they approach you. And well, here's a commercial of my player, and then they show a commercial with all these Jordan shoes. They show nice shots. And what happened was Jordan Shoe Company approached my player, and look at that wonderful shot. And then it looks just like a perfect commercial, and it wraps up like, get yours today. And then, well, you have to work for that. In Madden 12, there's nothing. You just practice and play. You don't work for anything. That would give you motivation. But now they have retirement press conferences. I'm not going to do commentary over it. Just listen. Watch how great this is compared to Madden 12. And now they're going to give you options. There's going to be a...
So you're retiring, and this comes out of nowhere, as you've barely spent any time in the league yet. What caused you to make this decision?
You have options here on what you want to answer with.
I found some business opportunities I wanted to pursue. I'm going to be opening up a car dealership, and I got some other investments in the works too. I never wanted to play in the NBA. I just cashed in for a while so I could set myself up for a good start in the business world. That's where I've always intended to be. But I enjoyed my time in the league nonetheless. Not everyone can say they played the game of basketball at the highest level like I did. And now, I'll see you all working the stock exchange. Peace.
Well, there we go. It's not a lot of talking, but at least they have it. And then they show a photo album with your highlights, draft day, and then NBA debut. They would have All-Star, first All-Star game, but there was none. Then retirement press conference. Like in Madden 12, there's none of that. You just click yes, retire, and then you're done. And then, well, sign an agent. That was last seen, I believe, in Madden 09. It's not a lot, but still, it'd be nice to have, because you get to select the agent. Look, they have your influence. You go hire agent, and they give you your personality, and then they email you after games and stuff, see how you're doing. Like, you could fire your agent and stuff. It'd just be something nice to do. They should never have taken it out. It was a nice feature. And then next is interviews. And by interviews, I mean locker room interviews, like after games and practices, like you would see on ESPN and stuff. And then also like pre-draft interviews. So here is NBA 2K12 again. There's a locker room interview. It's just like how the retirement press conference was. And then also, like pre-draft, have teams interview you, see how you are, because they do that in real life, and they reflect how if they draft you or not. And now Pro Combine, you should be able to go to Pro Combine. Every team is going to be watching you skill, 40-yard dash, bench press, and depending on what position you are, do like quarterback challenge or wide receiver challenge, like cornerback. They have that in Madden 12 with the mini games. Why couldn't they just put that into a pro draft? Why can't, like, how hard could it be? They have the mini games. Just bring back bench press and 40-yard dash. Do that. Put vertical jump, and depending on what position you are, do like certain mini games. You know, it won't be that hard. And then after your pro draft combine, have a interview after, and then that will lead up to individual workouts. And depending on what teams liked what they saw at the combine, and after your interview, they'll invite you to individual workouts. And then after that, you'll have another interview, and then you'll know that. Then they could tell you what teams are interested in and which ones aren't. So then once the draft, you're curious who's gonna draft you, or are they gonna pass me up, whatnot. Next is house and tattoos. So many people want them to bring back tattoos. I think that would be a nice feature. I don't love tattoos, but sure, why not? They could put that in. So many people want it, so why not put it in? Next is house. Back in Madden, they used to have cribs. I think they should bring that back. Let you make upgrades to your houses and pool. Like, let you buy cars and stuff, but you need money and contracts. This is my last feature. Money and contracts. Like, if you ask for a contract extension, that's great, but you can't do anything with your money. You should be able to buy cars and stuff, buy house upgrades, buy a pool. Like, or even, like, I know this will never happen, but drive your car to practice, you know, just, and so, like, just buy upgrades. And then last is practice. You know, you should, like, if you've played Madden 12 Superstar, you know, if you're a quarterback, sometimes, like, all the reps could be handing off to a running back, and you get nothing out of it. If you're, like, a quarterback, you should be working on your weaknesses. And, like, if you don't have a lot of throwing power, then in practice, you should be throwing deep balls a lot. Or if you're not very good at play action, then do play action passes. Increase that, like, before your game. Why not do that? Like, that would just make sense. Instead of, like, just handing off the whole time. Or, like, if you're a running back and you need to work on your catching, then do that. And there's just so many flaws in this game. I think I did a good job overviewing. I'm sure there's more things that I didn't touch on. I may have forgot. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I don't think all of this will be in Madden 13 Superstar, definitely. I'm hoping that they will fix it, and maybe by Madden 15, which is a while, 2 or 3 years, maybe they'll have all of this. And I think they should really look into NBA 2K12. I know it's by different people, but they're both a sports game. I think EA can be able to do this. I'm not ripping on them, but you know why not. So this has been Ninja Swag. Comment. I'm out.